Hello everyone, how you doing? Welcome back, and a new Dovetail live article has dropped this afternoon all about the Birmingham to Crewe West Coast Mainline route, which is coming up very shortly, although we don't have a release date quite yet. We got a price but not a release date. There's also been a little video released by DTG which shows all the class 350s and deliveries that we will be getting as part of this route. So why don't we have a quick look at that video first of all.
Welcome aboard this London North Western Railway service to London Euston. We'll be calling at Stafford, Rugeley Trent Valley, Lichfield Trent Valley, Tamworth, Aston, Rumsden. Cross-country service to Nottingham, calling at Birmingham Street.
Okay, what do you think about that British Transport Police livery? That's pretty special, that, isn't it? I'm looking forward to that. But let's have a look through the article as we normally do. I'll put a link to the article if you want to read it in full yourself at the bottom of the video in the description so you can go to it. But yes, West Coast Mainline Birmingham to Crewe, developed by All Aboard Studios. We've talked about this before and it's been on the roadmap. This is due to be the first TSW6 route that is released outside of the main TSW6 release. So for British routes, that means obviously this is the first one to follow the Riviera, and you will see something from the Riviera line if you've got the deluxe edition appearing on this route as well. We'll get to that because there's some talk about the layers and the services, etc. So there's a bit of a recap about All Aboard Studios first. It's headed up by Dan and Kieran. Actually, Dan has been in touch with me. We're going to try and do a little bit of something on this between us, so look out for that coming up quite soon if we can get that arranged. Talks about their expertise and the fact that they've been working on things in TS Classic as well in the past, and TSW actually. But this is the first route that they are making, the first full route that they're making for TSW, and it happens to come into TSW6. We know already as well there will be an Avanti West Coast Class 805 coming as part of this route, but there's going to be some more information on that later. There isn't anything yet, so that will, I think that means it's not coming with the route, I think, but it will come afterwards as a DLC for the route. But what about the route itself? So we've got the graphic. As you can see here, it is Birmingham to Crewe, of course. 15 stations. Well, we got Soho Depot in there as well, so it's not strictly 15 stations, but there are 15 areas of interest. 53 miles. This is coming up from New Street all the way up to Crewe, and it says that you will get Birmingham New Street, Crewe Basford Hall, Oxley Court and Soho depots, and as far as the layers go, the Class 390 Pendolino, the Voyager, which is quite nice, isn't it? Freight, rail tours, and more. But obviously those all layer in, so you will need the respective layers. They won't come with this route. If you're new to TSW and pick this route up, you will need those layers. We'll talk about those. 11 train stations there are out of that 15, and I'm just looking. Number 12 and number 13, Smethwich, Dalton Bridge. That's meant to be Smethwick. So there's a typo there on the graphic. Smethwick, Dalton Bridge, and Smethwick, Rolfe Street. I know because I've been through them many times. But as it says in the article, it's another stretch of the West Coast Main Line. And we've not got the Just Trains one yet. The Just Trains one is coming after this. We're back to the 80s for Just Trains, remember. And we'll be going then from Crewe to Preston, or Preston to Crewe, depending which you prefer. Same thing. But as I said, this is All Aboard Studios' first full release for Train Sim World, and it takes into modern mainline action of the West Midlands and the North West, with fast-paced, electrified corridor packed with energy, contrast, and realism. And there's some new screenshots in here as well, so you can have a look as we go through. There's a bit of detail about the West Coast Main Line itself and how that came about in real life. We've talked about some of that before, but do read that in the article. But let's have a quick look at some of these screenshots. Again, looking like a very busy Birmingham New Street there. We can see, as well as the 350, we see the Pendolinos, and just tucked in the back there, I think we can see a 170. There's a 170 there in the back. And this add-on itself depicts the West Coast Main Line as it operates in the 21st century, so specifically 2019. We start at New Street, as we said, and it says players of the Birmingham Cross City route will already be familiar with the cavernous nature of its platforms, brutalist signal box, brutalist, and its regenerated facade. Let's just hope those glowing benches go from Birmingham New Street Station, which continually bug me. You know, I don't know why that is. They go normal when you walk up to them, they fade again, but it seems to have this weird glow to them that I've never quite understood. But of course, on this route, which we haven't had at Birmingham before, because it's Train Sim World 6, there is the full implementation of passenger and platform announcements. Now, I was banging on about this before TSW6 came out, saying when I was at Dovetail, this was the thing that made it for me. This was really, really special. Now you've had your hands on TSW6, what do you think of those announcements? Has it kind of transformed the play for you on those routes? Let me know down below. Passenger ambience as well, that is also part of this route, which also has a very positive effect on this. I was playing the Bakerloo line, by the way, for the first time in a long time the other night, and that's very quiet. When you've heard this passenger ambience, the Bakerloo line is very, very quiet. I think platform announcements and the passenger ambience, if we can start backdating this system to older routes, that would definitely transform the Bakerloo. I don't know what you think. Have you played the Bakerloo recently? If not, go and try it after you've played some of these TSW6 routes. So it talks about us in the platforms beneath the city. There's just 2 electrified lines carrying us north, climbing out into the open air, into the heart of the Black Country, named for its industrial coal mining past. It's a bit cleaner now than it was. What follows is a powerful sequence of locations that define the region's railway identity as you pass through Smethwick, there you go, Smethwick, not Smethwich, Witch, Oldbury, Dudley and Tipton. The industrial heartbeat of the Black Country pulses around you. Chimneys, canals, famous for canals, factories and terrace rows frame the railway, telling a story of hard-working communities and proud industrial heritage. It's gritty, atmospheric and unmistakably urban. Then comes Wolverhampton. You rise above the city, sweeping across rooftops and past the iconic football ground before arriving at the high-level platforms of this key interchange. Here, lines from Shrewsbury, Stafford, Bescot and Birmingham all converge, making Wolverhampton one of the most operationally significant points of the route. Once again, north of Wolverhampton, the scene transforms. The city noise fades. You enter the broad rural landscapes of Staffordshire. Then, the run into Stafford brings open track, steady gradients and clear skies. You'll have seen me run between Wolverhampton and Stafford in TS Classic if you've been following the channel for quite some time. So you'll be familiar with this route from TS Classic. You'll pass through Penkridge and into the modernised layout at Norton Bridge, where grade-separated flyovers and bypass lines at Great Bridgeford allow for smooth, uninterrupted movement. Every detail's been built to reflect the current day infrastructure. And there's plenty of screenshots, it's great. You can tell it's nearly coming with the screenshots. Your final approach into Crewe is a railway experience in itself. Long known as a major hub in the national network, Crewe features wide sweeping platforms, complex track layouts and operational detail at every turn. It's a fitting endpoint for a route defined by pace, presence and purpose. Players of the Spirit of Steam add-on will have experienced this station and the expansive yards circa 1958 in that DLC. Whereas this route, West Coast Mainline Birmingham Crewe, shows this location in its contemporary guise. So yeah, you get to see two different eras of Crewe Station, which is quite nice. The route's filled with detail, from football stadiums to hand-placed industrial and residential scenery in Soho, Oldbury and Stafford. This is a railway environment that feels lived in. Almost 100 bespoke bridges have been created, including the musical bridge at Tipton, custom overhead line equipment installed throughout, and every station built using real references from the period. So a lot of work's gone into this. But let's talk about the trains. You saw the video right at the beginning that DTG have got on their YouTube channel, and it's all about the Class 350. So the 350 is the main traction on this route. That's what you will get with this route. These EMUs were introduced in the national network in 2005 and into Trainsim World, firstly with the West Coast Mainline London to Milton Keynes route, which was of course a TSW5 release route. In this add-on, these familiar and trusted units appear in all three subclasses. So we've got the /1, the /2 and the /3, each delivered in their own distinct livery, as you saw in the video at the beginning. From 2009, interior layouts, visual features and branding, every variation's been recreated, which is very, very good. Also, as you can see in this screenshot, as we talked about at the beginning and in the video, there is 350235 wearing its unique British Transport Police livery. You'll see this through the drives appearing across the timetable as it follows its real-world diagram. Selection of train faults are planned for the 350 to be implemented for this route add-on in a post-release patch, so faults won't come on release day but will be implemented afterwards. Just to let you know that. The 350, as I said, is included with the route. You don't need to own the Milton Keynes London route to get the 350. It will be included. But then what about the extra stuff? What about the timetables and service layers, which we alluded to at the beginning? So the Voyager, as you can see here, the Pendolino, you can see the 87 there in the background as well. And there are 522 playable services in the timetable mode, and some 2,000 in all, including the AI service. Just have a think about that. That's a lot. 2,000 is a lot. With a full weekday of operations represented, you'll take on everything from first light commuter runs to mid-afternoon stoppers and evening express services, whether running non-stop from Wolverhampton to Crewe or stopping at every station from Birmingham northwards. Every journey will offer something different. And there is a dev diary, as you can see from the article here. If you want to go to that, as I said, go to the link to this article, which will be in the description, and then go to the dev diary and have a look what all the Boyd Studios have got to say. But just to summarise, the full list of add-ons that will provide something on this route are listed, which is quite handy. So the cross-country Class 220 Voyager, which is from the deluxe edition of TSW6 and the Riviera line. Of course, the Pendolino, which comes from the London Milton Keynes deluxe edition. Then we've got the West Midlands Railway Cross Country Class 170 DMUs, which came out recently as a DLC for the Birmingham Cross City route. Are you staying with me? The Cardiff City Network will provide Transport for Wales services. The Birmingham Cross City again, ECS moves with the Class 323. The Midland Main Line, that will provide the Class 158 AI services as traffic. Then for the freight, you will need the London to Milton Keynes route, and then some additional freight will come from Cargo Line Volume 3. So you can see a couple of the different services working together there on that screenshot. Some rail tour services also will come from the West Coast Main Line, Preston to Carlisle Just Trains route, Spirit of Steam, and also the Flying Scotsman. Flying Scotsman appears in quite a lot of DLCs. We saw it on the Riviera line as well just recently, didn't we? Scenarios, collectibles, mastery challenges, all the usual stuff will be available as per most Train Sim World route add-ons. TSRs will be implemented as with all the TSW6 routes and random events as we talked about earlier. And what about the cost? The cost is going to be £29.99 in pounds, €35.99, $39.99. Now, one thing to remember with this one, as it says at the bottom there, it'll be released on PC and 9th gen consoles only. Please keep that in mind as well. The release date, it says, will be confirmed at a later time. But there is going to be a preview stream, so you will get to have a look at this early and quite soon, actually. I'm just looking at the date now. This is the 8th of October. The 14th of October, there will be a preview stream, and I think it says it right down here, with guests from all aboard studios, and that'll be on DTG's YouTube and Twitch. So that's today's article. What do you think? It's coming very soon, isn't it? Most of us are still getting used to TSW6 just on its own, and already the next route is coming. So I want to know whether you're going to pick this up from what you've seen so far. Are you going to wait for the preview stream and have a look? Are you excited about it? This is the West Coast Main Line. You know I'm always excited about the West Coast Main Line in any form. So for me, this is going to be a good route. One final thing I want to say to any of you watching this that plans to pick up the TSW6 starter pack, that will not be available after the 11th of November as a freebie. If you want it as a freebie, please remember to go and pick it up before the 11th of November. Otherwise, you will only be able to get it with one of the TSW6 editions going forward, so you will have to buy something to get that for free. So that's today's article, that's today's news. Hope you've enjoyed it. Please do leave me a comment below. Take it easy, and I'll see you all on the next video. Bye for now.